Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to finish what I started about 3 months ago. I was just a nobody and still am, but as a YouTuber instead. Today it's finally ending. My story has been told and so has the games, from the darker topics to not so much. So enough of me, as I found out what episode 3 has in store for me to crack open. So grab some popcorn and sit back and relax, as I slowly spoil the new episode to you, piece by piece. Before we start this video, everything is just a theory and probably won't be in the game. Also, this theory video I have to put a theory meter that shows how crazy and out of pocket a subchapter might be. The first and the mildest rank is green, where the theory is mostly correct or should be correct. Orange, getting there, but still nothing out of the ordinary. Red, getting there, is really out of pocket and might not even make sense in the game's context. Purple, might as well be a fairy tale and it's just for shock. Might be true, let the future tell us that. But anyways, let's start the video. Firstly, let's talk about the last time we saw our protagonists. They are both on a preach in search for new ideas, as Andrew was smoking, a strange symbol appeared on his hand, as Ashley was trying to get Andrew to come back into the car. So about this strange symbol, it is nothing we have not seen before. It was even in one of my thumbnails, for crying out loud. That symbol has been known to us for quite a long time. That is the same symbol the demon we have talked to talks to us about. It's his marking, and so probably does Ashley have one, as the symbol itself probably means ownership of another or protection from others. We can only speculate about this, as the episode hasn't even come out yet and a lot of details are still really grey, blurry lines, and it's hard to speculate what is in store for us at this time, but I'll try my best. So about these strange symbols, what does it really mean? That is what this entire subchapter is about, figuring out what the eye symbols mean. As we do know, red eyes are symbolized with demons and hell itself. It basically tells us the entire story, but there is more to it, as in the second episode in the basement. Before the demon leaves, Ashley says, "You can't take his soul, it's already mine." That kinda gives us two possibilities of what it means. Either the demon put Andrew under his protection, or he marked Andrew as he is owned by Ashley. I myself think it's the first option, as it makes a lot more sense, as then he could not harvest Andrew's soul, but it's up to you what you believe in. So, the fake IDs. I myself think this is the most important thing in the upcoming episode, as it's, in my opinion, basically the whole purpose of the new episode. We do know that the Crave siblings have needed them for a while and have bitched and moaned about it for a while. Even at the start of the second episode, all the way back to the first episode ending, fake IDs have been the most important thing to them so far. From the info we were given at the end of the second episode, we get to see the future where the Crave siblings are going at it in the hotel room. This is one of the most important details in the second episode, as it shows to us that they have managed to get fake IDs from someone or just stolen the IDs from a tourist, like was planned at the end of the first episode. Whatever way they got them, they sure have them now. So, about the stolen car. At the end of the second episode, the Grave siblings plan to ditch it some random parking lot, as there's probably already a case made for the hitman that Andrew killed in the park. I have already talked about what was in the car, but about it. In the third episode, what I know for a fact is that the car won't be actually ditched, or something like that. You see, I'm not fully sure about it. It could be a new car, or it can be the same car. There really is no telling, as in these two photos there isn't really anything different about the car. As you can see, it might be the same car, or it might also be the completely different car that the siblings stole from the streets. So to conclude this subchapter, it's either the car is a new one, probably stolen, or the same. Pick whichever one you want for a conclusion, your choice. Weird name for subchapter, ain't it? Well, do I have a story to tell you? I myself don't really think the game is going to take place in the same city that we were in before this episode. We are going to be in the same city that the chemical leak happened, and yes, before you go down to the comments and write it's not going to happen, at least let me explain myself for why I feel this way. Firstly, the murder of the hitman. Some of the siblings were not before being chased by the police, well now they definitely are, as the body of the hitman was just left there to rot, and without a doubt someone found it already. So the safest move is to move to a new city, start over the best you can. At the start it could be just a local case. This might even mean we can see siblings going farther away from their original city, might even go into a new country. I guess only the future can tell us about that. Just like in any other episode so far, the siblings have had a target, a victim you might say. Some are more important for their safety than others. Some are just for no reason, and others for self-gain. Whatever it might be, just like in the previous episode we have had, there is gonna be a victim or victims in this episode too. You might think of Julia, but I think it won't happen, as Andrew would talk sense into Ashley. I think it's someone we already know, someone so obvious that it doesn't even give you a second thought about it. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Toxisoda. Why him? Well, really think with your brain. He is the main villain of this story, the one that got their apartment into a lockdown for however long they had been in there. He is the reason the hitman is after them. He is the reason the apartment burned down. He is the villain of the story. He is the one, at least I think so. However much I hyped him up, it might just be some random guards, policemen and civilians. It's just a story with a bottomless depth to it. Can't be known for sure it won't be Julia or the 6FU leader. At least I hope. Also, the murder of Toxisoda will more likely happen in episode 4. This theory is really out of pocket, so don't take this literally. So with that, here is my end conclusion about this game's story. Well, I'm fairly certain the car won't be ditched or they will steal another car. The game has already switched cities before and will certainly in the future. Also about the new victim and IDs, I'm fairly certain they're somehow connected, as we steal the ID of the next victim. About the underworld theme of the game, it might be a huge lead of the upcoming episode. Also, final note, I think this entire episode is about their past and their childhood that will be shown to us over many dream sequences. Without further ado, roll the credits.
We were playing in the sand, and you found a little band. You told me you fell in love with it, hadn't gone as I planned. When you had to bid adieu, said you'd never love anew. I wondered if I could hold it and fall in love with it too. You told me to